Hi, everybody. Welcome into a special edition of the Loretta McNary Show. April is National Poetry Month and is the time when words take full center stage and voices rise with purpose. And today, you are about to experience that power firsthand. Up close and personal. Poetry can entertain, but real poetry transforms. It gives voice to what we feel, what we have survived, and what we still are becoming. Our guest today, he doesn't just perform, he actually moves people. He moves the crowd. He sets the atmosphere wherever he goes. His words carry weight, his presence commands attention, and his message stays with you long after he leaves the stage. Please welcome the incredible, the talented, charismatic Nick Nova, spoken word artist, author, and actor. Welcome, Nick Nova. Okay. I did all of that, and now I'm having problems bringing you to the stage. Hold on. Okay, there he is at Worth the Wait. Worth definitely worth the wait. Hi, Nick.
Hello, world. Hello, world. It's an honor always. This is a day that lights up my calendar every year. Being here
Oh
with the
my
Loretta McNary. One day my intro was going to be as extensive as yours.
It is very extensive. I could go on and on and on to the break of dawn. Feet, that rap. You may not know
That's
that's
true.
an old rap song. And I'm not the best rapper or singer, but Nick. So every artist has a moment that changed everything. What was the moment when you knew poetry was your calling, your thing?
It's funny you asked that because I recently did this poem and it got almost the same reception as that. Okay, so the moment that changed my perception of poetry. I was doing this show for Drummer Boy. He was doing a business conference, and he wanted some poetry to entertain the crowd. So I go and I do my poem, and when I get off, this guy is crying. He's still in tears from the message that I gave, and that's when I knew I could be instrumental in changing people's lives with this poetry. He was literally crying, and I didn't think anyone would feel that deeply for something I wrote, but that was a moment I'll never forget. Shout out to Drummer Boy for that.
Drama boy, and this little boy celebrated, I think, his 1 year birthday yesterday. I saw it on social media. So shout out to
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Drummer Boy Jr. And I also wanted to dedicate not this song. I also want to dedicate this show to Marshall Lee Dave McNary and Brandon
Absolutely.
Maurice McNary and Dave Shorter Jr. because I know they
Absolutely.
are as proud of you as I am.
I without those guys, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting and have reached the rooms that I touched without those guys, man. And as bad as it hurts to not have them, I know that I can't give up the race. I have to make them proud till I get to the biggest stage and I can scream their names.
Absolutely.
Marshall, Brandon, and Granddad, it's my people, my role models.
I know. And now you have Kylan and Naomi. And of course, you can't
Absolutely.
forget Spencer and Jacob and your mom and all
Absolutely.
those other people and your wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you were on here the last time, you weren't officially married, but now you officially have a beautiful wife.
Official. It's official. I have a poet wife now. The poet is locked down now.
She's a first lady of poetry because you the
Yeah,
goat.
absolutely. That's the queen. That's the queen right there. So,
That's the queen. So when you sit down to write, what
mhm.
leads you? Is it emotion? Is it discipline or divine inspiration or drive or ambition? What really drives you to write?
Well, I can say I'm a very cerebral writer, so it's always I look for the intelligent way to phrase things. Of course, the bars, the words, and the rhyme. So if I had to say one thing, I would say the rhyme. The rhyme is what leads me down the path to discover what this poem is going to be about. I've
I
always had a
agree.
love for words, and just when I hear a rhyme and it's put together perfect like a puzzle, that's the fire.
That's the
That's when I hear
fire.
something good, I always say fire. That's fire.
That's his thing. Fire, and then a great picture is money shot. You know,
That's
it's a
money.
great picture for
That's
them
money.
when he's a that's the money
Couple
shot. That's the money.
catchphrases from them.
I remember
It's
that. I
just when you
remember that.
know. It's just when you know.
When you know, you know. So your performances are so captivating. I have seen you on big
Thank you.
stages, small
Thank you.
stages. I've seen you in clubs. I've seen you in restaurants. I've seen you on the campus of the beautiful University of Memphis. I've seen
There
you
you go.
everywhere, all across the United States, and they're so captivating. When you are on
Thank you.
stage, it's like something happens. You're charismatic anyway, but when you are on stage, it's your world and we are taking notes. So, how do you prepare for that? How do you get your mindset ready?
Well, the day of the show is relaxation. Like I don't want any distractions, anything that could change the tunnel vision. Like that's how I can describe it. It's just the tunnel vision. I just get focused. I try to envision myself on the stage. I try to envision things that could go wrong, things that could, and I just practice through it. I practice over and over throughout the day, and then I just need silence because it's a such thing as over practicing too. So I like to make sure that I'm prepared, but not so much that I can't change with the moment. Because sometimes some things happen when you're up there, and you need to go with that moment, not fight against it, but you need to go with
You need to go with it. So, what separates a good spoken word performance from one that
it.
people never ever forget?
Hearing something new, something that they could never think of, but they could never forget. Like I think poetry gets typecast into a certain sound or in a certain cadence. So I I like to break free of those stereotypes, and I do me. Like you said, I'm a pretty charismatic guy off, but when the stage is, oh man, and it's me and everyone's paying attention to me, it's like then I could be my true self. And it is kind of like a transformation, if you will, because you know that this is my dream, this is my passion, and that moment is the culmination of everything that I work for. So I don't it brings something out of me. As hard as I practice,
And
when I get on stage, it's even better than I ever practice every time.
oh my goodness. And I tell you, the transparency is microscopic because you come out and it's like you just read it as soon as you hit the stage and you hear your name. So
I'm ready.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I take notes all the time. So, National Poetry Month was launched in 1996 by the Academy of American Poets with a clear mission to increase awareness and appreciation of poetry across
Right.
the United States. Have you, but you always saw this. Is that, do you appreciate having a national day, or does that solidify it or legitimize it or validate it for you, or you don't need that? Although it's great to
Um,
have.
uh, No, I love the celebration, the extra emphasis that's put on poetry during this month. It's kind of if people you're not gonna pay attention to poetry all year, at least this one month you can get a glimpse into the world. So I love it. Anything to put poetry on the mainstream, just to give people to try it out. And I know when people come to shows, they continue to come to shows forever. When they
Yeah.
see me, this is my first poetry show, and I'm a lot of people's introduction to poetry, and they keep coming back because everybody brings a different flavor to the scene. But you just got to see Nick Noble. It's a different experience.
I
You
promise.
just got to see.
It's such a big difference. And I am very biased and partial. So they say that National Poetry Month is one of the largest literary celebrations in the entire world, and it carries far more weight than most people realize. And I had no idea, right? You know, we had to learn poetry in school. We
Right,
had to know about
right.
the stanzas and the you know about the formatting of poetry. You are so geeked on you kind of like a geek when it comes to poetry and writing. You all know you call it bars and songwriters call it bridges. So what is
Yeah.
that thing that it has to have for it to be called poetry and not just a written word?
So for me, when people ask me to define poetry, I just say as long as you are sharing something real, something from your soul, then I consider it poetry. A lot of people, it doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be anything. People try to put it in this box and make it a monolith, but poetry can be in any different form that your mind can think of. So I just think for it to be poetry, it has to be descriptive of something real, whether it's what you're feeling or what you're going through. It just needs to be something real.
So would you say that rap is poetry in some form?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think most rap songs you could take and strip it of the beat, and when you say it out loud, it can be poetic. But I also think that generations removed from the essence, I do think they try to remove that from it. So maybe not all rap, but from its origin, I do believe that it was purely poetry, just put to a rhythm.
Okay, so
But my
I know
favorite
the
my
answer.
favorite rappers are poets. J. Cole and Wale and Lupe Fiasco, all of my favorite Drake, all of my favorites are the poetic guys.
Oh no, what about Kendrick Lamar? Is he poetic?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. One of the most poetic. And he actually has like poems on his albums that are not so instrument heavy, where he's just spin bars.
Okay, so what I know the answer, this is what I'm going to say. So hip hop, I know that's poetic. It's got to be poetic. One of the best forms of poetic justice, if there's a thing, would be hip hop for
Yeah,
me in terms of music,
yeah,
right?
definitely, definitely. They
So
are the
what about
new.
Shakespeare?
You said Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's the goat for real. Like people talk about rappers, but you have to see how Shakespeare was putting words together even back then. Like if you take his work and put it towards like a hip hop beat, it will be fire, fire. He was amazing, but I just like that his art stands the test of time.
Wow.
That's what I love. That I love about it. Every story is Romeo, Juliet, and Hamlet.
We're all
Everything
about
is
old Romeo. I know,
Shakespeare
right?
all over again. And I would like
Oh
to have
wow.
that same impact.
And I told you, I believe you will. So you speak with conviction in your poetry, and sometimes is social, sometimes a little romantic, and a lot of times it's inspirational, is lifestyle, is winning, is let's be great. So has there ever been a
Absolutely.
piece that was really difficult to perform for you in a season, but you also knew that your audience would definitely be impacted for the best if for that performance, like something
Well, I
hard
can
for you
say
to
I
do?
I perform things that are comfortable for me. I know a lot of poets do the hard poems, but I I shy away from that because I don't want it to just reflect too much of just me. Like I feel like those more personal poems, I feel like they can remain for self. So when I perform now, I usually perform something for the audience. There are poems that I've written that I still can't perform to this day.
Oh wow. So what
Man,
about Langston Hughes and
yeah,
like James
yeah,
Baldwin, like the greats? And of
yeah.
course
I mean,
they're
they open doors for us.
you're standing on their shoulders, I promise you, because I don't
Yeah,
know who
they're
sings.
the Godfathers.
Yes. have you heard the song? It's called Square Biz. I don't know who sings it, but that's when I first heard outside of school, Nikki Giovanni is in this song called Square Biz.
Oh
I'm
yeah, yes,
talking,
yeah. She
you know,
and her and James Baldwin were they were open minded. They were free spirits, and that's something I try to emulate today in my work. I just love the intelligence in a time where I think black people were not seen to be so or expected to be so intelligent. Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. That's all they were
yeah, they
intelligent
listen
black
to
people.
it.
So I really look at them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk about your book. Oh my goodness,
Oh
The
yeah, the
Imperfect Brother.
imperfect brother. The imperfect brother. Man, what one of is a masterpiece. I'll say it now. I'm very proud to have written a book my way. With it being poetic throughout the entire story. I'm just so proud. I read it all the time, and it's selling amazingly. Like people tell you your first book doesn't sell that well, but mine has been astronomical.
And not only is it selling well, Nicholas, it is so impactful. It's so powerful. So I kind of want to
That's the
talk
most
about.
important.
I was looking for my copy, but people come over and they just take the copy. I've had like five. I probably only know where one is, but that's okay because that's what it's for. So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
now to give them the gist of it's a 3-book series, it's a trilogy, and so
Right,
this
right.
first
And
one, yeah,
so yeah, and it's called the perfect beginning because I know that it takes an entire work to explain this new world that I've created. It's based on a planet called Memphis, and on this planet of Memphis there is a family of six, a single mother with five sons, and they live on a planet full of criminals, full of thieves. But the mother of this family is upholding her morals and her principles and teaching these kids that no matter what the world is doing, that it's beautiful. And that's not what we do. We help people and we will save the world our own way. It's a
yeah.
lot to it. That's the family aspect, and from the aspect of the main character, he is powerless in a family full of powerful individuals. So it's a family story, but it's also an underdog story as well. Also a
And
metaphor for social change.
it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's available on Amazon.com. And if you see
Available on
Nick out,
Amazon.
chances are he has a copy or two to
I,
sell.
I have them on hand as well. It's just been a great experience to create something that is well received, but also has that message. So it it took a long time, but I was inspired by my mother. You don't give up because something's hard, and it was tough, but the reward was well worth it.
So what inspired you though? Because you I wouldn't say you're an avid reader or love reading, but I know
Right,
you
right,
absolutely
yeah, right,
love and read poetry. You write every day, you practice every day. So what inspired
right.
you to say, you know what, I want to put this in book form?
So I've always been a big anime, comic book, cartoon fan, and ever since I was a kid, I created characters and I wrote their stories. They had backstories and adventures they would go on. So as I developed my skills as a poet, I still have that inner kid in me that with those same characters in my mind. So I wanted to create something that I wasn't just watching and enjoying. I wanted to be the one that is creating these characters that are teaching kids different morals and just a different standard. So I just
Absolutely.
always want to create my own characters and have my own thing versus just being a consumer of Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and One Piece. I want to put my name in that hat, basically.
And you have, and I told you, and I'll continue to
Yeah.
tell you
Thank you.
until it happens, that Marvel or DC Comics or Disney or somebody is going to want to have the rights to this story because it is probably the first family comic. I'm a superhero. And so I'm probably only single parent of 5 amazing sons who is immortalized or more as a superhero. So I love it.
I
His
think
brother
we're the
called him
only.
superhero.
I think we are the first family, like not just one person in the family and they're hiding it from everyone else. No, the entire family.
Yeah.
We are the heroes. So I haven't seen
Right.
it. I wouldn't have written how I wrote if I
No,
had
it's
seen
so
before.
deep.
I wanted
It's
something to
so
be
deep.
something original and to have the concept of a planet full of thieves. I just think that the stories that will come out of it will change the city of Memphis.
Yeah. And then you say so it's a story of thieves, but everybody is a thief, right?
Everybody,
And so
everybody.
that's the economy there. And when you think about it, we've all probably took something at some point that wasn't ours, whether it was
Yeah,
a candy bar, a car, or somebody's.
and had something taken from us.
And exactly. So that was my point. So what
Back
we
and
want
forth. Yeah,
readers to feel, because you actually are dealing with several different subjects. I love it for kids and for
yeah,
anybody, really
definitely.
adults too, because you come from the perspective of the middle child. And that's a thing. The middle child
Oh
syndrome
yeah,
is a phenomenon, it's a thing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you talk
Somehow,
about that in the book. So you liberate middle child people like me and you, that because
yeah.
we're not the oldest, we're not the baby. So
Yeah, I can't think of a movie or anything mainstream that celebrates like the middle child. Like maybe the oldest like is the heir, or the youngest is the baby that gets spoiled a lot. But when it comes to the middle child, it just is like it gets overlooked, and that's the whole stigma around it, is just being overlooked. So the main character Niyu, he takes that and he does lash out, but by the third book, you will see the progress and the strength that comes from being the middle child, the bridge between everybody.
and you validate everybody in a family so well, Nick, to the point that if you
Thank
don't
you. Thank
recognize yourself in that book, you're not being true to yourself, because it is every personality, every kind of
One of the
circumstance.
characters, yeah,
We always think it's the other one that's the favorite, number one. We always think that everybody else has it easier, or people
always
love that person better. And it doesn't really matter about positioning. It's just something that happens, right? Until you know better, that, and your book starts leading that way, that we need every gift,
right,
every talent working together to be successful as
right,
a family, as a city, da 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 da.
and that's when you get to perfection, is when everyone balances everyone out, then that you have a perfect entity, and that's what the core of the book is about. That you may feel imperfect and you may see someone that you think is perfect, but they might look at you as if you're perfect, because they say the grass is always green. But I just say appreciate whatever grass you have.
Absolutely. And every one of us, everyone, including you, has something so magnificent, so marvelous that nobody has but
Thank
you, and we
thank you.
need it.
Thank
You
you.
add value. I don't care
I
how
know
low you
now.
may be today. You
Yeah,
know that it takes all of us to really make this world like it should be and how it can be. And even in your family,
right.
I don't care how many mistakes you think you made, all of us have, but it takes all of us to
Everyone
make a
has.
family. Everybody on the job, it takes all of you to make it successful. Everybody on a
See,
team, it
and it
takes all
works.
of you. It's just
It works. It works in every situation. I just think that this perspective will just help everyone. Like I think it's great for kids to learn early, but I think it'd be great for from teenage to adults, just to see the story, see yourself in the story, and see your perfections,
absolutely.
and
Okay.
and maybe help you ignore other people's perceived imperfections.
Okay, so I ask you this question all the time, up close and personal and from a distance. I think you're one of the most confident people I have ever met. And I have met some people, right? And Nicholas, you exude confidence. And I'm like, does he really feel that way all of the time? Or he just knows he has to enter that world as confident? So where did you get that confidence? It's it's so foreign because we don't give ourselves that kind of permission. And for you to publicly do it, privately do it, I am so amazed by it every time you make that declaration that
Thank
you
you,
are
thank you,
confident and
thank
you know you're the best. And how you said it's not taken away from somebody else. So it's not arrogant because you feel like
you. And
everybody's
that's
that
the
way.
thing. Right. That's the thing I want everybody to know. That I feel like everyone should feel like that about themselves, but the confidence came after time and time again that I proved to myself that I could do anything. Like something starting off, you do talk yourself into it. You say I am the best, and you go out to prove it. And you may fail the first few times, but after time and time again, where you succeed and you thrive, you can't help but see yourself as a superhero. Like you can do anything, and I feel like that for everybody. So at the age of 36 now, I've proved it to myself over and over again. So there is just no reason to doubt myself in any area.
Ever. And you're shining your light as brightly as you can. It can never, it has
Absolutely,
never, and it doesn't have the power to dim
absolutely.
anybody else's. And so I want all of us to take that in and own that. Your being a bright light does not negate anybody
Yeah,
else's light. What it does, it illuminates this world better with goodness. So quit playing
hey,
small.
I like
All right, Nick,
that.
let's do
I
this.
like that.
Okay, I want us to get to know you better, more personal. So I
Okay,
have these
all right.
questions for you. If you could collaborate with any artist, or if they are any artist that you want them to collaborate with you because you know you the GOAT, right?
Right,
Or
right,
create
right.
it, who would you choose and why? Give me two people that you would love to collaborate with, and then tell me why.
Two people. So that's hard. But I know if I could collaborate with any female artist, it would be Erica Badu. It's because of her the soul that she gives off and the uniqueness of her. I would say Erica Badu, and if for the male, I would just say it has to be J Cole. Before I would say Jay Z, but now is J Cole because I came from a perspective of wanting to write because he led the way as far as being lyrical with talking about several different subjects. But now I feel like he needs to hear me.
I love it.
So
I would love to see that.
I would say J Cole and Erica Badu.
Awesome. And she is so unapologetically who she is. That's why I love
That's
her.
important.
And her voice, right? That
That's
talent
important.
is
That's
crazy. Her
important.
talent is crazy. So what stages are you preparing for next? Globally, locally, nationally? What stage? Because I always want you to, well, one of the ones I want for you personally, and then I'll let you say
Yeah.
what you have, is to do your spoken word at the inauguration of the next president. Somebody that's so, the president has to be phenomenal too, but I want
Right.
you there. I want that for you, and I want you to get awards. Now
That's
they're
on my
doing
bucket list.
more poetry awards with the music and all that. So I want those national stages to see you and know you and give you your accolades. So what about you? What stages?
Particular stages, I definitely want to do a BT Awards, and I would like to win the spoken word poetry Grammy, and also Pushing Poetry Volume Two is coming very very soon. With just an hour of me performing poetry. So I say those are the top three stages. I'm more of I like the big stages and little stages. So it's not just the huge shows that I want to do. It's more like I just want to reach every corner, every city that I can.
The big stages just help you reach more people faster at one time
Absolutely,
instead of
absolutely,
on
absolutely,
25
absolutely.
smaller stages. And you honey, and I love how you didn't wait to be invited into a room. You created your own room with Pushing Poetry, one man show coming in 2026. Okay, here's my other question to get to know you better.
Okay,
When
yes, ma'am.
people
Okay.
hear the name Nick Nova years from now, what do you want it to represent?
I wanted to represent intelligence. I wanted to represent perseverance and I want them to know that I was an individual that followed my own mind, and that I wrote about the things that I wanted to write about, and that I was genius. Genius would be a good word to associate with Nick Nova in the future.
And I say that word a lot.
Great
Okay.
question. That's a great question. I like that one. I never heard that one.
Oh, good. You know how I roll. If you're not
That was
saying
great.
I ask a great question, then I'm not reaching high enough. So, how are you? And I know the answer to this, and if you don't answer it, I will answer it for you because I know several answers to this. So, how are you intentionally using your voice and platform and your book to give back and open doors for others?
Well, I can say personally that I've given several books away to kids that I believe that this book is important to kids, but not only just to learn the lessons instilled in the book, but because of the vocabulary that I use in the book are words that what will help kids be able to express themselves more. I don't just use the typical cat hat rat words. I'm using real vocabulary words that they can take to the real world and be able to articulate their own thoughts.
I love that. And also,
So
you
it's
have
about the next
spoken of
generation.
And you've spoken at a couple of schools and places for kids for free. You've
I
donated your
have done. I've
time, your
done. Yeah,
talent.
anytime for the kids, I'm coming in and it helping out and lending my voice is payment enough. Yeah, I do love the
And
school. I do love schools. The
I
next
know you do.
generation of poets.
All right. So I got to ask the last question. Then our time is up for the TV portion. Then I want us to hang around after
Already.
that. So where can they find you and where can they book you for their next event, whether it's a corporate event, a school, a university, because we're trying to get in on the college campuses and also
Absolutely.
churches, associations, the divine nine performances. How can they find you?
So I am Nick Jones, the Nova on TikTok, Nick Jones the Nova on YouTube, and I am Nick Jones the Nova on Instagram and Threads. And you can find me Nick Nova on Facebook. So as long as you remember the Nick Nova, then you will be able to find me. And I'm open for booking. The shows have been going fast this year, so if you need a poet at your event, just let me know. We can schedule something.
And if you can't find him, you know how to find me, and I can put you in contact with him.
Or
So,
or you just go to my manager,
yes,
Loretta McNair.
Loretta McNary. What a joy and so much inspiration, so much love, so much. Oh, you just encourage me and inspire me. So, Nick, thank you for showing us what it looks like and feels like and sound like to walk in your gift and your purpose with boldness and purpose and
Thank you.
direction. Your voice really matters, and it is going in rooms and reaching the nation for all things that are good. So I want to thank you for that, for all
That's
you do
amazing.
for us. And to everyone watching, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep showing up fully in your own voice. Think positive, dream big dreams, help someone
Yes.
along the way, and live like you believe, beloved. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Like you